All right, let's see where we're at here tonight. There we are. Get this party started. As long as everything's looking good here, which I think it is. I think I finally am getting this YouTube thing down. Let's see. Maybe, maybe not. Anyone? Hey, Mary. Hey, Rosie. Hey, Mary. Okay, I'm glad you guys can see it because maybe my internet is acting wonky because I sure can't see it. So we may be going about this blind here. I'm going to shut down some of these things. I don't have anybody here that's on the games, so I'm not really sure why it's loading up. Hey, Angie, thanks for joining. So happy Sunday night, guys. This is Tara with Tarabeth Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Mid-Missouri. And we're going to try this on another web page. Oh, see, now I can see on this one. Let me just make sure I mute that. And close that. Okay, here we go. So today I am doing a card. So I finally got my order in on Wednesday. Maybe the cold is doing it. You may be right. Okay, so I'm glad everybody can see and hear me. So I finally got my order in on Wednesday, like at 6:57 at night. So I unloaded it, did my product shares, got my class stuff out, and I was finally able to play with some new stuff today. 35, Mary, yeah, it's 9 here in Missouri, so yeah. So I finally got to play with it. I pulled out Beautiful Butterflies. This is a beautiful collection. Every time they bring out, Stampin' Up brings out a new butterfly set, I'm like, I don't need it. Yeah, this one I didn't say that about. I think this set is absolutely stunning. It's got some really nifty things. So it's got the hybrid embossing folder. So this is, as you remember, you can throw this large die in here and cut and emboss at the same time. I love these hybrid embossing folders, and I did a little bit of that. But this is what I came up with today for today's card. I did an book fold easel card. So Mary, I know you're going to love this because this is one of your favorite folds. I think Rosie, you do these as well. But this is so fun, and I used the Bloom Impressions DSP to do this. So we're going to show you how to make this fun card, pretty easy to do, throw together. I used the Spotlight on Nature set, so I'll show you where I did those when I get to it. And so hopefully I have things out and about and ready to go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little stamping, and I haven't even taken the stamps out tonight. I've been downstairs watching football. You know, when it's cold like this, football is all I want to do. I just want to watch football, read, and make cards. So I've been doing a lot of reading lately. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to pull this one out. We'll just go ahead and throw these on some blocks real quick. We're going to throw this one on there. We're going to throw that happy birthday on there. Ooh. Let's dig out a couple more blocks here, and I think we'll be ready to go. Time to Celebrate. What beautiful font this is. It's a 2 font version. Looks beautiful. And then we're going to do this little bitty guy right here. All right, I think that's all that I need. So we'll put it out. Yes, I love these colors. They are so pretty. But we're going to do a different one tonight. So I pulled out, so it's from the same collection, but we're going to do the Coastal Cabana with the Pretty in Pink. So I think it'll be just as pretty as the Blackberry Bliss. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I am going to what am I going to do here? I need another little piece of white. Here it is. And now I have it cut out here. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my Coastal Cabana first. And I'm going to stamp Time to Celebrate with Coastal Cabana on a piece of 4x4 basic white. All right, gonna line that up, make sure that I get a nice little stamp here. All right. And then we're going to ink up the happy birthday in Coastal Cabana as well. So this Bloom's image, Bloom's image, what is it? Bloom Impressions DSP is a free celebration item. So you don't want to miss out on this. It's only available while supplies last, or February. February, it'll be the end. Okay, I'm going to close up this Coastal Cabana so I don't have an inkatastrophe. And then I'm going to take out some Tuxedo Black. And we're going to stamp this butterfly. I'm going to ink it up really good. And we're going to stamp it right below the sentiment. And we're also going to stamp it right on our envelope, because you don't want your envelopes to be all by themselves. So, all right, now we're going to take a Coastal Cabana blend here and just give it a real quick color. Doesn't take a whole lot. These are pretty small images, so you don't necessarily have to blend. We just want to add some color because we don't want that butterfly to be just plain black. Black and white, I guess. All right, so there's that. And now I'm going to take a Post-it note and I'm going to throw it on the inside of my envelope down here in the corner. And the reason that I'm doing that is because if I color that butterfly with my blend, it's going to seep through because your alcohol markers are a little bit stronger and the alcohol helps them kind of bleed and blend in a little more. So we're just going to give it a nice little quick color there. And then I'm going to put these aside. And then we're going to take the Coastal Cabana again. And I'm just going to do some little bubble trails. Kind of like that it's coming out of the butterfly from where there we go. All right. Now that may be all the stamping we have to do. But there's a lot of fun technique with this one that I threw in here. So let's go ahead and we'll put our envelope out of the way. Set that over there. I can go ahead and layer this up. So this is a piece of 4x4 basic white that I'm adhering to a 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 mat of Pretty in Pink. So we're just gonna line that up, layer it, give it a nice little edge. And then we can set that to the side. So, oh, I'm glad you like these colors. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so I have a piece of, let me measure this, because I went off the cuff here. So I have a piece of 3x4, I believe. Yes, a basic black. And what I'm going to do is I have another matching piece of 3x4 adhesive sheet. And I'm going to put this on the back. I guess it doesn't really matter if I put it on the back or the front, because it's going to be the back. So we're going to put this on the back of the basic black. And the reason that I'm going to do this is this butterfly's die is super intricate and it's going to have a lot of little pieces that go with it. So when you use these adhesive sheets, they do kind of help when you're die cutting those intricate sheets to kind of make it easier to pull those little pieces out. But also we're going to adhere it to, there it is. I'm like, where did I put my dies? So it's gonna adhere easier to the glimmer paper that we're using. So I'm gonna show you how I cut this. So I'm gonna bring out my mini cut and emboss. So this is another great thing is most of these dies will go through the mini cut and emboss. So I've got my die here. I'm gonna line it up. And then I'm gonna make my sandwich. That's just the 1 and 2, the dies and paper, and then the 2 is how we use that mini cut and emboss. I'm going to crank this right on through. And because it is an intricate die, I'm going to go ahead and crank it back. Just because I want to make sure that I get it all off. So I'm going to set that to the side. And now I'm also going to die cut my sentiment. So you'll notice that my sentiment is a lot, like the die is much larger, quite a bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if you guys can see this. Woo! I'm going to line that up. And that's a little crooked. We're going to restamp that. I can't stand that. Do you ever do that? Like stamp something and then you're like, whoa, nope, that's not going to work for me. All right. It may be because I just slapped it down here too quickly. All right. Here we go. Now let's try that again. We'll ink, oop. We're going to ink that up. All right. Give it another nice real stamp. There we go. I like that one a little bit better. Okay, now let's bring this back out. So I love my mini cut and emboss because it gets right. I can set it right on my desk and never have to leave my chair and die cut most of my stuff. So this is going to take 2 passes. I've got it lined up straight the way I want it. I'm going to sandwich that in. Hold on. I was making it so you guys could see it. And okay, I'm going to pull that out just a little bit. Make sure I'm still straight, which I'm not. Here we go. So if you ever have problems with your cut and emboss working, it works better if you pull the inside plate out just a little bit. Okay, so now that we have that one cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Ew, sorry, you guys probably can't see this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back just a little bit and line it up right there. And then I'm going to die cut it one more time. And that should make it so that it's even on each side. All right. We just popped the end right off. Ooh, it got a little off kilter. We'll see how it looks. I may have to redo that for the, yeah, we'll redo it eventually. But I'll do that tonight. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this out. So that's our first die cut. And I'm going to take a brush and I'm just going to get rid of all of these crumbs that are in here. And so I'm doing it while it's still on the die, because then you can kind of poke through and see what's going to get stuck. Like that one right there is going to get stuck. I'm going to go on that side, just give it a nice little brush, and then it's all clear. Okay. Get rid of all these crumbles and pull this right on off. So there's our die cut. And now what I'm going to do is take this adhesive sheet and pull it off and adhere it right there. So I'm going to press it down really good because I don't want it to like uproot any at all. I'm going to take my paper snips and do a quick fussy cut around this guy. Okay. The key with fussy cutting is to use your hands to guide the paper and use this V right here. So you're only using just a small amount of your scissors to cut around this stuff. and it allows you as you move the paper with your hand, it allows a little more freedom, and so the scissors pretty much stay in place. And you can tell with this one, it's not too difficult. There's a lot of smooth areas, like see where this is just a nice straight area. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. Give it a nice little swirl. Just letting my hands do all of the movement. I do like this Bermuda color really, really well, this glimmer paper. So this is part of the pastel glimmer. It's the pastel ombre glimmer set. So you've got like lemon lime twist, fresh freesia, and this coastal cabana piece. And quite honestly, this may be as dark as Bermuda Bay. It just kind of, it's an ombre, so it does look really pretty. Now I'm going to save both of these pieces and put them back in the package because I might be able to use those later. So here's our beautiful shiny butterfly. Okay, now I think we could put our card together. So what I have, I've got all of the pieces together, I think. So what I have is I have a 4 1/4 by 11 sheet of cardstock. And we are going to score it at 4 1/4. So I'm using my score blade tonight because I have to do a diagonal. So I'm going to just use that score blade, run it a couple of times at the 4 1/4. We're going to go all the way out here to 5 1/2. So this is creating that book binding sort of base. So you just fold here and that's it. But to do the easel, we're going to line up the corner. Nope, I'm about to do it wrong. The top corner, the top right-hand corner down to your score line. And you line them right up to this edge and then this score away. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is take my bone folder, there it is. I'm going to fold it in half first and burnish it really well. Nice fussy cutting. Yeah, that one took me a little bit. And then on the second score line, I'm going to score it back on itself. And then to do the easel, we're also going to fold it back. So this is how it looks right here when you have it folded. Okay, I'm going to open this up and take a couple of strips of score tape. So you can use score tape, you can use liquid adhesive. The only problem with that is it does take a minute for it to dry. Stampin' Seal Plus is best if you're not going to use score tape or tear-in tape. Those are the things that I like to use. Okay, here's my pick. So I'm going to take my take your pick tool and I'm going to pull those tops off. So this is how you do a standard book fold without that diagonal. Thanks for joining, Karen. No worries. All right, we're going to fold it back and just burnish this right on down here. And you can do that with just your hands or you can use your bone folder to make sure it's a nice, good, clean burnish. Okay, so there's our card base. That's what you have to do for any book fold, easel fold. So I have a piece of, the Bloom Impressions DSP that I'm going to adhere on the Pretty in Pink. I guess we could go ahead and put the inside in. Here we go. We're going to make sure that we have that nice little edge, which we do. So there's our inside. And so now on this piece, I did it differently than I did the other one, but it'll be fine. Oh man. I'm going to fix it. All right. the lovely part of live demos is you're gonna get those mistakes. So we're gonna fix it, because I can't stand that to be wrong. All right, so we're gonna cut this pretty in pink at 4 1/8 and 4 1/8. 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then we're gonna pull out some oh, and before I do it again, we're gonna cut it in a diagonal. See, I wanted to show you guys this and then I forgot to do it. All right, so we cut that piece in a diagonal. Now we have a 4 1/8 or a 4 by 4 piece that I can use on something else later. So now I'm going to cut this DSP in 4 by 4. And then we're going to cut that in a diagonal. So I'm just making sure that it lines up right in there. And now, if you know me at all, you know I hate liquid glue, but I'm going to use liquid glue on these because there's just not a lot of wiggle room with these. So, not a huge fan, but I did do it this afternoon when I made the card, and it worked out well. So we're going to create this mat. And so that worked out really well. Let's make sure the other one does too. So the trick with liquid glue is just to make sure you are not heavy-handed. So that's the problem that I have with it, is I want to use a lot. And so then my paper warps because it's not made for a lot. And we're going to have to redo this one. Tonight's a catastrophe. All right, let's do this again. So a little bit, just very thin. Oh, there's one of my class kits. All right. So now I'm making sure that I have that nice little edge there. And that's why I'm using the liquid adhesive, because you can tell it's not very good. Very, very little. Okay, now let's put these on the card base. Just a little bit. And we'll put it right there on that corner. We're creating those same little margins. Just nice little matte layers. And then we'll do this one on this side. Nice little edges. There we go. And now I feel like I had an 8 or a 4 by 4 or an 1/8 by 1/8 piece, but maybe it's fallen off. Oh, here it is. Woo! There we go. So we're going to do this side of the DSP. I absolutely love this DSP. It's so pretty. Ooh, that looks like a really thick piece. Yeah, I think that is. We're going to have to do some trimming, I think. Maybe that wasn't the one. Maybe that was just a spare piece that had fallen off. But that's okay. We can fix it. There we go. A nice little trim. All right, so as I said, this is free DSP with that qualifying purchase of $60. So you don't want to miss out on that celebration stuff. The sooner you grab it, the better. Okay, now I've got a couple of die cuts from the Spotlight in Nature set. So what I did was I used this largest one that does, oh, nope, it's the second largest one that does the 3. And then it's the largest line one. Or the 2, nope, the second largest on both of those. I have them separated, so it's hard to tell. All right, so those are the 2 that I used, and I went ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and add some seal here. And I'm only doing that to the bottom because we want this to stick up. So I'm going to sit that right in the center. And does anyone else love brand new sets of dimensionals? They make me so happy. Nothing made me happier than when I had to pull another set out. Now I'm going to clean my room tomorrow because I'm off work. Hey, Luna, how are you? And I'll probably find 6 packages of them, so I'll have to go back to the used ones. Okay, so I'm going to layer that there. And now we're going to set our butterfly on there. Now, I'm going to trim that up just a little bit more, especially right here in the body part. Now, I did cut another, like one of the bodies, the large bodies, to add a little more dimension. So I've cut that in basic black as well. Now, I'm going to put this up on dimensionals, but I'm going to cut just a real thin one. Now, I would have loved to have had some black dimensionals, but I guess I'm out. So, when in doubt, when you're out, there's always things you can improvise with. So I'm taking my basic black Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to color that dimensional on the side. It doesn't have to be colored where the adhesive is, because that's going to be covered up with the body. But I didn't want the white sticking out. So I'm just taking my marker and getting my fingers all inky, but that's okay, to color that. Now I'm going to add this to the body there. I'm going to pull this top off so it's mostly black and layer that on top. And now you're not going to see that white. Okay, I'm going to curl my wings up and down just a little bit so they're not flat, because we want it to look like it's coming off the page. So we're going to kind of bend up and curl. Now, when I lay this on here, I want to make sure that I lay it so that it doesn't go over too far this direction, because then you're not going to be able to open it up. So let's take some more dimensionals. I'm just going to do 2 of them right here at the bottom. Fluffer by? Yes, it's definitely a fluffer by. Okay, I'm going to move that over, make sure it's good. There we are. Now, we're going to add this wonky sentiment, but I'm not going to put this on right now. I'm going to redo it. But I need double dimensionals on this side to put that on there, and then maybe a little bit of seal on here to kind of snap it down here. But this is where it's gonna go once I get it fixed. All right. Now, last thing we have to do is I've got another little die cut here. And on this one, I'm not gonna make him too popped up because it's going on the inside. So it's gonna be popped up a little bit, but I don't want it popped up too much because it's going on the inside, and I do want it to be able to lay flat. So I'm gonna put that there to layer this guy up. And so this one is just gonna be plain, and it's gonna be what keeps my easel open. So I'm gonna, once again, cut my dimensionals in a little thin strip, and I'm gonna put this guy in the middle here. And then I'm gonna move him over because it looks like you're gonna be able to see that. There we go. Move that over just a little bit. Now I'm gonna do just a tiny, tiny version, and I may have to use my tweezers to get this in place. because I want this right here. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, that's the side I want it on. Right here, because that easel is going to be sitting right there. And I want to make sure. So we're going to set that right about there. And so that's going to be what causes our easel to pop up. Now, it looks like I've got a little bit of dimensional here. And I will tell you, because they're foam, you can kind of take a pokey tool and push, and that kind of pushes them underneath what you want it to look like. Yeah, see, now you can't see it. So here we are. There's today's card. A little more to it than most of them. The only thing we have left here is to grab that awful liquid adhesive and put on our coordinating flap. Make sure I have it in the right direction, since this is DSP that has a direction. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Thank you for sticking around for these catastrophes. Man, I didn't expect it to be this difficult to do, to recreate. It really is an easy card as long as you're not having people watch you do it. All right, so tell me which one you like best. The pink and blue, or is it the Blackberry Bliss? I'm gonna go with the pink and blue. I think it's the best one of them all. Oh, like them both. They're so cute. Thank you guys. So I will be back here next Sunday night, hopefully. I'm doing my first online class, so hopefully it will go well. Oh, everybody's loving, oh, pink and blue. Most people are loving them both. So thanks so much for spending part of your weekend with me. I appreciate all the watches. You guys have an amazing week. If there's any questions about Celebration or the upcoming mini catalog we've got out, I'd be more than happy to help you out. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you later.